Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 156 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we are going to brainstorm and talk about what financial goal we want to apply this SOAP framework to. We're going to go through over the next, today we'll come up with what goal we're going to set, and then over the next 4 days we're going to apply the SOAP framework. This is a framework that I started using in 2020, beginning of 2020, as soon as the pandemic hit. I've been using it in an informal way for a long time, many years, to help me deal with challenges and setbacks and obstacles and problems and things. And it became my go-to problem-solving method, or opportunity choosing and select method. It helped me to decide what direction to make decisions I was going to go in different areas and aspects of my life. So I started sharing it to keep us moving forward during the Get Up and Go challenge. Every other month in 2020 and into 2021, all through 2021, we did a 30-plus day challenge every other month. I think one time we did a 45-plus day challenge because I was challenged by a group that I was a part of to do a 45-day challenge instead of just a 30-day challenge. So let's talk about this. We're focusing on the financial area and aspect of our life. Remember, there's 9 areas in the life framework that I currently use to set my goals and to try to take the chaos that is our everyday life and add some structure and some reasonable actions to it. And so I use physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution. Those I got from Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins back in the 80s. And I added in 2021, following the pandemic, because I was working with a coaching group, contribution and communication, because they're all core foundational things that we want to set goals and objectives in to make sure that we get what we want. And that's what this challenge is all about, doing one thing every day to move us toward what we want. And when we do that, when we do a little single daily action, before we know it, we're knocking off our goals and our bucket list or to-do list or whatever you call it, right and left, faster than we ever dreamt possible. So how do we go about picking the financial goal that we want to apply this framework to? I've got a thing of 6 different things to consider, and then I'm going to give you some examples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 examples of a goal that you could pick that we could apply the SOAP framework to. This SOAP framework can be used for anything. Not anything and everything, but any time we have to face a challenge or a choice or make a decision, we can apply the SOAP framework. And the purpose, part of the purpose of this challenge is to install that in our subconscious. So we've got a process that gives us the best results for us, and we just apply it automatically. I don't have to actually consciously think about the SOAP framework anymore. I've done it so many times. As soon as something comes up, my brain automatically does the S, the O, the A, and the P and runs it through it and comes up with the solution and the action I'm going to take right now, and then applies it again and again and again to make sure that I'm moving in the direction I want to go. So what are some ways? Let me grab a magnifying glass so I can see what I'm doing. What are some, how to go about brainstorming potential financial goals to SOAP? So we want to come up with one specific goal with respect to the area of our financial health and financial well-being, because why would we set a goal or an objective that doesn't improve our finances or improve our financial health? It doesn't mean we don't do things that take away from our financial health, but when we figure out that we're doing them, we pretty much want to stop them in their tracks and do something different. So how do we brainstorm an idea and a goal for our financial soaping, or financial soaping? Number 1, reflect on your values and your aspirations. We've spent a little bit of time already this month thinking about our core values, what's really important to us with respect to finances, thinking about our thoughts and our beliefs, what's going on already in our subconscious as well as our conscious mind with respect to money, finance, debt, savings, all of those topics that have something to do with our financial well-being and health. Then we want to consider our short-term and our long-term goals. We talked about that as well. Am I making choices and decisions that impact my short-term because maybe I have an emergency, or I have my car broke down or something, or I got sick, or I got COVID, heaven forbid, and I need to have some short-term finances to take care and cover those expenses that are not being covered in the way I usually cover them. So we want to consider our short-term goals. We also want to consider our long-term goals. None of us think we're going to die tomorrow. I mean, it's possible, but none of us think that. So we need to have some actions and some goals that we're taking, things that we're doing today to make sure we have the resources we want to live the life we want tomorrow. Thirdly, we want to explore different categories and think about the different areas of finance that we might want to set a goal in. Investment, debt, I can't even talk. Investment, debt, education, because if we learn new skills, we have more skills that are marketable. Charitable contributions, charitable giving, things like that. We want to use the SMART goals criteria. Is it specific, measurable? Is it achievable, relevant, and do I have it time bound? And we talk about that. And this isn't really specific to the SOAP framework, but it does come into consideration when we do our goals process at the end of the month. Seek inspiration from other people. If you don't know what goal to set, look around you and see what kind of things other people are setting for goals and objectives with respect to their financing. Maybe you don't want to make $1 million, but if you don't, or maybe you never even thought it was possible for you, but you see all kinds of people, different types of people making $1 million, and that becomes something that you realize you could do too. And then finally, conduct research. Do some homework into what's possible. Look into different types of ways of making money if that's something that you want to do and have more of in your life. Look into what type of educational or what kind of things could you do in order to get a promotion at work. What are some ways that other people are making money? Maybe you could look at different possible side hustles, etc. So conduct some research. Do a little homework before you dive into things. I always recommend that. So what are some examples of financial goals that we could apply the SOAP framework to? I brainstormed a little list here. Paying off credit cards or high interest debt, paying off student loans, things like that. That could be a financial goal that we can SOAP. Saving a certain amount of money for an emergency fund. We could SOAP that. Or save for the down payment on a house or a car or something else, another high ticket item that you want. Investing a certain percentage of your monthly income into some kind of stocks or other financial investment. So start investing. We start small. Some of the richest people in the world started by investing small amounts of money on a regular basis. I know a lot of people that worked in a couple of big corporations, and they took their 401ks, they contributed everything they could early on, and every single one of them retired as millionaires, actually multimillionaires. Increase your income through a side job or a side business or a side hustle. Increase your skills so that you could get a promotion at work. Planning for retirement by investing in a certain instrument, example, 401k plan, or donating a certain amount to charity, contributing to causes that are important to you. So those are just some examples, and I have mine equals because I have not picked my financial goal to SOAP yet. I'll pick it, I'll think about it as I go about my day and say, okay, I'll use those criteria. What's a priority to me right now? What's important to me? What inspires me? What motivates me to want to set that financial goal? And then tomorrow, we will start applying this amazing little SOAP framework and watch and see how quickly you achieve that goal that you set for yourself simply by using the SOAP framework and going through the simple 4 steps to create what you want. Any questions? Hit me up. Otherwise, all we're doing today, action item, brainstorming which financial goal we're going to spend the next 4 days SOAPing. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.